Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Small Town Boys, where we host your favorite podcast, Small Town Talk. Now, before I begin, I know we have not posted a podcast in 2 weeks, and I am a little ashamed, but there are good reasons why. We'll get into that a little bit further into the video. But first of all, I wanted to say thank you for all of the support that we've gotten through this podcast. We've grown a tremendous amount compared to what we thought we were. I wanted to get that out of the way. Thank you for everyone that watches the videos. Now, what this video is going to be about, as I mentioned, we haven't posted a podcast in about 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks. I'm not really sure. And like I said, we have good reasons for it. Reason number one, Mason right now is stuck in Chicago at a job site, and he's probably going to be there for a while. We don't really have any specifics yet. It's one of those things where they kind of play it by ear, see how things are going. But the good news is that he's going to be home in 2 to 3 weeks for the weekend, and continuously going to come back every 2 to 3 weeks on a weekend, so we can record a podcast. So that's huge for him. That's a 7-hour drive from Chicago to where we record our podcast, so that is a really big, drive for him. Number two, the second reason why we really haven't been making a whole lot of podcasts is Ella and I kind of talked about Mason being away and what kind of content, we'll be able to make without him. And we really kind of felt guilty making any sort of content without him, just because it's kind of the three of us in this together. And we didn't really want him be left out, which I know he obviously understands. He's at work, so on and so forth, so he can't really participate in some of the stuff we do right now. And we've talked about that as well, and he's completely fine with it. But nevertheless, me and Ella, we were kind of hesitant. We didn't really know how we felt about it, so we've kind of taken some time, just kind of talked between the three of us, me, Ella, and Mason, and kind of the conclusion that we've come to is yes, we are going to continue to make content without Mason. Now, will all of the content be, let's say, podcasts? No. Let me explain a little bit more on that. So yes, there will be some actual podcasts thrown in there, but actually our plan is to post more than once a week now, because it's not going to always be, an hour and a half long podcast. But on top of the podcast that we do have planned, we're going to throw in a little bit sort of different content in there as well. It's still going to be very similar to the podcast format. We're still going to be sat down at a table. We're still going to have microphones, but the actual actions that happen in the video aren't going to be, podcast topics, so to speak. Some of the ideas that we have kind of come up with was maybe, just for example, I'll throw this video idea that we had out there, because it's just one of many, so it's not really going to affect us too much. But for example, go to Kroger and buy all of the Lunchables and try each and every single Lunchable and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, see which one comes out on top, or have certain positions for certain Lunchables, so on and so forth. And like I said, that is just one idea of many other ideas that we have. So prepare yourself for a lot more content in the weeks coming. Hopefully Mason will be able to come down soon so we can record another podcast. I'm not going to give out the topic. We do have a topic, and actually it's kind of a good thing, because we can do very extensive research on it, so that way it's better content. Now, with all that being said, I have an exciting announcement. We have gotten together with some people, and we have created a logo that we are maybe going to try and stick on some merchandise, maybe a shirt, maybe a hoodie, maybe a little sign. We don't really know what we're going to use the logo for, but this is the unfinished product. We are still putting together the final touches, but I'm going to go ahead and pop that up on screen now. And as you can see, it has a little bit of everyone's personality inside of it there, so kind of cartoonish. I really liked it. Ella actually came up with that, so very happy. She has good drawing skills, because neither me or Mason do not. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do with that, but we have plans for it. Now, this is part of the video where I'm going to need your guys' help. So obviously, our channel has grown since our very first podcast. We're not really sure why. We're still experimenting with YouTube's algorithm and, titles of videos, how long we should record them, things of that nature. But what would really help us out is if you guys left some comments down below, thinking if it's too long, if it's too short, if you want juicier content, if you want another video of the same topic that we've already covered, things of that nature. We need your guys' feedback so we know what to give you. So I just wanted to take a minute to sit down and remind you guys that we are still here. We have not gone anywhere. Things have just been kind of put on hold for a temporary moment, but we are back in motion. Expect more content than usual. Like I said, we are probably still going to do a shorter version of a podcast once a week, on top of maybe some shorter form content that is not necessarily a podcast as well. And where you will find even more exclusive content is on our Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is a way for you, the viewer, to financially support our podcast. Things as, equipment, maybe some websites that we pay monthly for, to do some certain things like that. That would really help us out a lot. And in return, you will get exclusive voting rights. You will have access to exclusive content and any comments or podcast topics that you might have. If you are a Patreon member, they will be priority over the regular YouTube comments. Also, don't forget to go follow us on TikTok and Instagram as well. Instagram, we keep you posted on all of the things Small Town Talk and Small Town Boys. That way you will never miss any updates or videos there. And also, don't forget to go, like I said, subscribe or follow our TikTok, where you will see the best and the funniest moments of our podcasts. Thank you once again to everyone that has watched our podcast and subscribed to our YouTube channel. Guys, we appreciate you so much, and we will see you soon with another video.